Welcome to another edition of Goober Pasta. Do you like chilies? What about haunted chilies? Well, if you do, you might find this next tale to be quite spooky.
Man, I tell you what, I really love Chili's, the chain restaurant that's all throughout the United States. I love going in there and get me some chips with some guacamole, and I love their specials. I take all my dates to Chili's, and let me tell you, I've had numerous dates at Chili's. Like just last week, I was at Chili's with this smoking hot blonde, and she was all like, "Hey, why don't we go back to your house for some sexual relations?" And I was like, "Whoa there, Pilgrim. We are not about to leave Chili's. They got a UFC fight on tonight, and I love watching two half-dressed dudes punch each other and then like hug each other and stuff. It's really awesome. And I'm not about to leave this Chili's, which is my favorite restaurant, to go have sexual intercourse with you right now. So if you want that, you're going to have to wait." Well, she didn't want that. She took off and left. But that's another story. The real story that I want to tell you is about the time I went to the haunted Chili's. It was like a Tuesday, and I go to Chili's like all the time, but I was out of town on a business trip, and I was all decked out in my business attire, and I was getting really hungry, and this was like a town of like 33,000 people. I was at this gas station filling up, and I asked the store clerk, "Hey man, is there like a Chili's around here? I could really go for a bacon burger." "Oh, buddy," he responded. I could see the color in his face drain out as soon as I asked about a Chili's. "There's a Chili here," he started on, "but I don't think you should go there." "Now why not, guy? There's a big UFC match on tonight, and by big I mean small time because it's Tuesday and none of the big stuff happens, but Chili's will play the UFC matches, especially the shitty ones, if I slide the barkeep or the manager a 50, which is exactly what I was going to do, I told him, but he didn't seem interested in that at all. He went on to say, "Buddy, that Chili's that we have here in town is haunted, and if you go there, bad stuff's going to happen. Now I know guys like you love two things: watching two grown men punch each other in the face on TV for your entertainment in an octagon-shaped ring, and Chili's. But if you go in there, man, I tell you, it's not gonna be good for you there, pal." "Alright, man, well, where is it?" "Look, dude," he went on to say, "I'm not gonna be responsible for your demise. You got a phone, look it up." I paid for my gas and walked back out to my car. I could not believe that gas station dude would not tell me where the Chili's was. That's okay though. I'm gonna get up in here and I'm gonna go do my thing at Chili's. I could use me a stiff, shitty, watered down tap beer and some food from Chili's. Maybe even a quesadilla with my bacon burger. I don't know. So I got my phone out and I typed in Chili's in the GPS. And sure enough, one came up, but as soon as I clicked on for directions, I noticed it said haunted Chili's. Damn, this Chili's must be like really haunted and stuff, but that's a risk I'm gonna have to take because I love me some Chili's. It was about 3 miles from where I was. I turned on to the street and drove down about 2 miles and I took a left. This Chili's was out in some like abandoned strip mall, like right in front. You know how you'd see like other chain restaurants like Applebee's and Wendy's out front? Well, this Chili's was in some old abandoned Kmart, like right out in front. I pulled up and there was a bunch of like ran down cars. Looked like they'd been parked there forever. I got out of my car and spotted a car that had a license plate from Pennsylvania. Jesus, I thought. This is a 1987 Buick LeSabre. This thing looks like it got parked here, and the owner never came back. And it's parked in this Chili's parking lot. I wonder if he went in here to get some Chili's, and he died because it's haunted. A haunted Chili's. It looked pretty dilapidated too. I mean, the neon sign was like half lit, and the speakers were playing some crappy music, like Chumbawamba. Chumbawamba, I thought. That song's from like the late 90s. What is going on with this Chili's? Never mind that. My crappy Tuesday night UFC event was about ready to start up, and I had to go in there and watch this, and I had to pound some beers and get me a bacon burger and possibly a quesadilla. So I walked into the Chili's. Sure enough, there was like hardly any patrons in there, and something about them just didn't look like right. There was one guy up at the bar. He looked transparent, and his clothes were like from the 1960s, like he'd been dead for quite some time. I look over to my right, and at a table there's a couple in there, and they were Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and one of them had a Staley jersey. I was like, huh. The only Staley I know that played for Pittsburgh was Deuce Staley, and that was in the early 2000s, I do believe. This is getting really suspicious. And you know, upon looking at them further, the skin was starting to fall off their face like they were ghouls. Never mind that. I need me some crappy beer. I walked up to the hostess, who looked very eerie and scary. "Hello," I said. "Hello," she responded. "Would you like a table or sit at the bar?" "Sit at the bar," I said. "Right this way." She took me up to the bar, but she didn't move very well because her leg was like all decayed and stuff, and she like dragged it when she walked. But she got me up to the bar. As soon as I sat down, smoke started to appear, and in the place of the smoke materialized a human form. It was the bartender, and boy, let me tell you, he looked kind of creepy. Not like in the rest of these people, like the ghouls and the zombies and stuff, but like, he was just too perfect, too clean cut. He was wearing a red blazer with a black shirt and a red and black striped bow tie to match, and his hair was slicked back real nice and proper. I got to admit, he looked kind of good, but there was something about this guy that was really just off-putting. "What's going on, Mac? Let me get a watered-down beer, like a Pabst Blue Ribbon, or know what? Give me a Busch Light, the shittiest beer known to man." "One Busch Light coming up, friend," he said, and he filled me up with a nice tall tap. I slapped my debit card down on the table and said, "How about we get a tab going, my friend?" "Sir, your money's no good here." "Really?" I said, "and why's that?" "Because I can tell. You're a guy who really looks like he likes some Chili's." "Well, it's about time, friend. Someone recognized my love for Chili's. I've wrote numerous letters to corporate. I've been to numerous Chili's. I leave big fat tips for the wait staff. I go slap 5 with the manager and the cooks. 'Cause I just love me some Chili's. I remember this one time at Chili's, but the guy cut me off. "Sir, how about we get you a bacon burger and a quesadilla?" "Oh my God, you even know what I want. This is like the awesomest Chili's." There was some store clerk at a gas station I stopped at not too long ago who said this place was haunted. And when I walked in, I got a little bit of a weird vibe, but let me tell you, man, you're all right. What's your name, friend? "My name? My name's Lucifer." "Oh, Lucifer. Is that an Amish name?" "No," he responded. "That's actually a Christian name." "Oh, okay. Well, how about we watch some of this wonderful UFC that's going on right now?" "Certainly, sir." And he turned on the UFC match. Wow, what a great Chili's, I thought. A ghoulish-looking waitress came out and brought me my bacon burger and quesadilla. Oh, man, I tell ya, I'm in heaven. This is a great Chili's. This is probably one of the best Chili's I've ever been at. I finished my food and drank about 4 or 5 crappy Busch Lights, and I watched all of the crappy UFC. All of them were just a bunch of wrestling matches. There was hardly any striking, and every match went the full time. Boy, I tell you, most people would find that to be a boring UFC event, but I thought it was awesome. And there wasn't too many patrons at this Chili's. It was getting late, and I was going to have to make it to my hotel, and I couldn't stay and drink any more watered-down Busch Lights, even though that's what I wanted to do, because I had a bunch of business to discuss in the morning. But maybe I could come back later. Alright, Lucifer, I gotta get out of here. I got a big business meeting in the morning. Really? He responded. I don't think you'll be going anywhere. In fact, we've been waiting for somebody like you. You see, this is in fact a haunted Chili's. And if you haven't guessed it right now, I'm the devil. What? You're too great of a guy to be the devil. Let me explain something to you, he went on. You're the only person I have ever met who loves Chili's. And we need you here to bait poor, wandering souls. The fools who get off the course and come into this crappy Chili's, where their souls will be trapped here for all eternity, to drink watered-down beer, watch 2 men or sometimes women get half naked and punch each other in the face, and drink crappy beer, which I've already said, but eat subpar food. You love it so much. Why, we're gonna make you the new manager. He then took off his red blazer and put it on me. It fit me like a glove. Wow, I thought. Most people would find this terrible and horrible, but me? No. This is awesome. I'm so happy I don't have to go back to my crappy business job, and I get to stay here and be at Chili's forever. I was going to be the best damn Chili's manager that I could possibly be. And let me tell you, a lot of people might think this is hell, but I got to admit, this is heaven. Thank you, bitches.